In the meantime, King Saul continued with life as normal, because he had no idea what was happening, and that his reign had come to an end.
That is a terrible musician. Send him away before I kill him, and find another one immediately.
The king orders you to stop playing and leave here immediately. Go on.
The Hebrews and the Philistines had both camped at Ephes Dammim in the mountains, facing each other, but they were separated by a river that ran through the valley.
The Hebrews will move down from the hill to the valley, and when they get there, we'll beat them.
And they haven't seen Goliath yet.
When they see him, they will be terrorized and will flee like hares.
Yes, they'll run like hares.
Finally, we'll have King Saul on his knees. When he's captured, I want to drag him along like a trophy throughout my entire reign.
Emerging from the crowd, there came the man the Philistine king and his courtier had been talking about. Goliath, the giant from Gath. A champion warrior, 3 meters tall, with heavy armor of bronze scales and a bronze helm.
Goliath! Goliath! What are you going to do with King Saul? Will you kill him or not?
No, I won't kill him. I will take him and tie him with a leather rope and put him to guard my house with my dog. Look, here are the Hebrews.
From King Saul's tent drifted the harmonious sitar sound and the sweet voice of an adolescent. It was the voice of David, youngest son of Isai the Bethlehemite, who had taken the place of the previous singer. Enraptured, King Saul was listening to the melody, whilst in the meantime,
who watches over us from the sky and protects us. He loves the Israelites and the
Israelis, listen! Choose among you your champion!
I won't! I will not go! Oh, he's too late!
Choose someone who would come down alone to fight me! Saul, where are you? Come and face me!
He threatened us. He's a giant, my king. He's 3 meters high.
What do my people say? What do they say about me?
Father, people say you will be fighting Goliath and that you will beat him.
But if he is 3 meters tall, how can I beat him? How? It's impossible to beat him. You? Why did you stop playing? Continue!
So that I don't disturb you, sir, while you're thinking. I didn't want to...
I think that here we need someone who knows how to use the sword, boy. I should go and fight him. Maybe I could defeat him, but maybe I could also be defeated, and then what would become of my dignity as king? Who could become king?
Meanwhile, on the other side of the river, surrounded by Philistines, the swaggering Goliath was looking forward to receiving an answer from the Hebrews. He knew the Hebrews were all too frightened to fight him.
Well, did you decide? Who will fight against me?
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Go away! Get out of here!
Goliath challenged the Hebrews for 40 days. The courtiers worried about King Saul, who had become visibly anxious, unable to find a solution to this enormous problem. They had no advice to give him. Having looked in vain for a Hebrew that would accept the challenge, King Saul reluctantly decided he would have to fight Goliath himself. But then, an unexpected offer appeared.
Your Majesty, I will go and face the giant. I'm not afraid of him.
You? But you can't do this!
But I've already killed a lion that was going to attack my sheep.
You? I don't believe it. You're too small, and the Philistine weighs more than 5 oxen. You are as light as one bird.
Let me try, my king. You won't regret it, because Jehovah is with me. I kiss the robe of the righteous Samuel. When I was a shepherd, the Lord saved me from the claws of a lion and the talons of a bear, and I killed both with my own hands. I am sure that I can even beat the giant Goliath.
Incredible!
Jehovah is always with me, sir, but if someone else wants to fight the giant himself, I'll leave the honor of victory. Tell me, my lord, is there anyone else?
No, neither here nor outside. Nobody wants to fight Goliath. Nobody. All fear him, and no one wants to accept the challenge. No one.
Meantime, in the Philistines' camp, Goliath and the Philistines were celebrating a victory they felt was close at hand. After listening to David's convincing reasoning and seeing his determination to face Goliath, Saul decided to accept him as the Hebrews' challenging champion, even though he was unsure of success. He offered David his own armor to wear.
Thank you, Your Majesty, but to beat the giant, I won't need all of this.
David took the ill-fitting armor off and simply put his pouch back over his shoulder. He left King Saul's tent, and then he stooped to choose and pick up 5 smooth stones. After choosing carefully, he put them into his shepherd's pouch. Then he tested his sling. After, with his sling in his hand,
That I want.
David quietly walked towards the Philistine giant Goliath, who was still celebrating his victory against the Hebrews.
Hey, you, dancer!
Who are you, simpleton?
I am the smallest of Esau's children, and I will beat you.
While the Philistine soldiers split their sides with laughter, the Hebrews were worried and ashamed because they had sent a boy in their place.
Come to me, and I'll give you some of your flesh to the bird, and some to the beasts. Then, I'll cut to pieces your king, who sends a boy to fight a giant.
The stone, catapulted by David, struck the mighty Goliath right in the middle of his forehead, and the giant Philistine fell to the ground. Then David took the sword from Goliath's scabbard and drove it through his chest. Watching the shouting, cheering crowd, Saul instinctively knew that his reign was over and that a new one had begun.
Winner!